Welcome to SCNZ-XPLAINED, where every scene hides a secret. I'm Vinz, and this is where the truth has no filter. Stories they hide, crimes they forget. We bring it all to light. So today's case is revolving around Korea's most loved influencer. You've heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. But on social media, that saying isn't just true, it's terrifyingly accurate. Because what we often see online is just an illusion, a filtered, polished mask hiding what someone truly is in real life. And sometimes, playing a character for the camera becomes a necessity to grow an audience. But what happens when the person you admired the most online, the one you loved, laughed with, idolized, turns out to be a criminal? Today's story is about one such influencer, an internet star who took over the Korean social media world, a man known as Mama Guy, but whose real name was Won Jeong. You've probably come across one of his quirky, energetic reels, where he screamed, "Mama," his signature move. Son wasn't a K-pop idol, he wasn't an actor, and he wasn't backed by any celebrity agency. He was just a regular college student who blew up overnight. And at one point, he had over 55 million followers across platforms. To give you perspective, the only Koreans with more followers than him at the time were BTS. That's how big he was. But behind all those smiles, behind the goofy voice, behind the camera, was a predator. A man hiding a truth so dark that it shocked an entire nation. His journey began in 2020 during the pandemic lockdowns. People were stuck at home and TikTok was booming. Son started making funny, lighthearted videos as part of a college extracurricular project. Within a year, he'd gained over 30 million followers. What worked in his favor? Of course, he was good-looking. But beyond that, it was the childlike energy, the funny characters, and the now iconic "Mama!" scream that made him go viral. He was everywhere, collabing with celebrities, uploading multiple videos a day, receiving millions of likes. And by the age of 26, Won Jeong was experiencing global fame. But then, something happened. July 22nd, 2023. Out of nowhere, Mama Guy disappeared from all social platforms. No posts, no stories, no collabs, nothing. His management gave no statement. And then, 4 months later, December 23rd, 2023, every major Korean news channel exploded with breaking news. A well-known public figure is being investigated for a serious criminal offense. Although the news channels blurred the suspect's face, the internet figured it out instantly. It was Won Jeong. And his fans? They were heartbroken. To understand how he fell so low, we have to go back. Son was born in Daegu, South Korea, into a well-off and loving family. Like many Asian parents, his folks wanted him to succeed academically and win trophies, a textbook disciplined upbringing. Son excelled in school and was encouraged to explore extracurriculars. He was passionate about math and science, wanted to be a boxer in middle school, and later fell in love with sound engineering and music production. Despite resistance from his parents, who preferred he study medicine or engineering, Son negotiated a deal. "If I graduate with top grades, let me pursue my dream." And he did. He moved to Seoul, got into Dong-Ah Institute of Media and Arts, and began studying music production. In college, Son was popular, friendly, outgoing, always trying new things. And then came 2020, lockdown. With nothing else to do, Son and his roommates dove into TikTok. His videos exploded. He no longer had to rely on his parents. He had freedom. He had money. He had fame. But with that came a lifestyle shift. From clubbing, drinking, and partying, to becoming a full-time influencer, with non-stop schedules, interviews, and content shoots. Sun was spiraling into burnout. To cope, he started partying more, drinking with friends, visiting high-end clubs, and slowly, that once sweet, cheerful boy who shouted "Mama" on screen was turning into someone else off camera. July 2023. Sun was at a social gathering with his influencer friends, drinking, laughing, clubbing. That's when they noticed a beautiful woman at the club. Reports say Sun didn't know her beforehand, but he approached her, sparked a conversation, maybe even used his fame to charm her. Despite his efforts, the girl wasn't interested in going home with him, and Sun, either out of ego or sheer arrogance, didn't take rejection well. He and his friend came up with a disgusting plan: keep the conversation going and keep handing her drinks until she blacked out. And that's exactly what they did. They took the unconscious girl to Sun's friend's house, and what happened next was unforgivable. They raped her, a woman who couldn't give consent, a woman who was completely unconscious. When she woke up the next morning, disoriented, half-dressed, and hearing laughter and cameras clicking, she realized what had happened. She ran straight to the police station in Gangnam, Seoul. South Korean law takes sexual assault very seriously. Police launched a discreet investigation, and once the victim confirmed Sun's identity, they raided his apartment and arrested him on the spot. He tried to claim everything was consensual, but it was too late. The media couldn't hide his identity anymore. The boy who once screamed, "Mama," now had handcuffs on his wrists. Even though his fans initially hoped it was just a misunderstanding, the overwhelming evidence crushed those dreams. The victim's identity was thankfully protected by the media, but Sun's face, everyone knew, everyone saw. Korea's most beloved influencer was now a criminal. The case was handed to court. The first hearing, January 17th, 2024. If found guilty, Sun could face up to 7 years in prison, and possibly more under South Korea's strict sexual assault laws. Even if, by some miracle, he escapes jail, Sun's career is permanently destroyed. The internet doesn't forget, and his reputation shattered. What can we learn from this? Just because someone acts innocent online doesn't mean they are. Fame and money can turn even the sweetest faces into monsters. And social media is full of people wearing masks. Sometimes the biggest influencers are hiding the darkest secrets. So the next time you idolize someone based on what they post, remember, you're only seeing what they want you to see. And that's the tragic, horrifying story of Won Jeong, the mama guy. Every scene has a deeper truth, and now you know what really went down. If this story made you think or left you speechless, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see the truth. Don't forget to subscribe to SCNZ-XPLAINED, because we're just getting started. And trust me, the next story is even darker. Thanks for watching. I'm Vince, and this was SCNZ-XPLAINED.